Good morning all. Today we'll discuss about the clean water in slums and the government school in Rajkot city and the possible solution that can be implemented on the ground. Achieve universal and equitable access to the safe and affordable drinking water for all by 2030 as per the SDG 6. The quality of drinking water is directly associated with the quality of living. It is also contributed to the SDG 4, 3, 1 and 8. To improve the city's health and the economy, it is important to provide a clean drinking water in the slums at earliest and the affordable solution. Thus, the aim of this project is to ensure the access to the clean drinking water in the slums and the government schools. For the primary survey, areas were selected on the basis of the slums which are along the Aji River, slums which are on the outskirts of the city, and the slums which are along the Lalpari Lake. Total 40 of the survey were conducted for these locations. Similarly, schools which are in the proximity of the slums were selected for the survey. Primary survey were based on the different parameters which are availability, accessibility, equity, reliability, and affordability. The pH and the TDS reading through the primary survey showcase the acceptable reading except for the few cases. But it is also observed that 80% of the households receive contaminated water due to the poor infrastructure. Thus, residents have to dependent on the secondary water source. About 65% of the households are dependent on the secondary sources. Out of all nearby public institutional buildings, the majority is contributed by the public schools. Thus, it is important to focus on the nearby public schools for the intervention. The primary survey conducted in the schools was also observed that the poor quality of water is also due to the unhygienic and the unsafe storage of the water, such as common tap for the washing and the drinking area, no tap for the water, and the no signages. Apart from the poor infrastructure, poor storage of the water is also another important reason for the contamination of the water, which was observed in the slums, like open container, storage outside the houses, common container for the drinking and washing area. Similarly, drinking area were kept unhygienic in a condition in many schools. For these issues, the physical and the soft interventions were considered for the implementation of the solution to ensure the clean and the safe drinking water for slums and the government schools. Under soft intervention, the behavioral change can be implemented in the schools and the Anganwadi through the posters, advertisement, street plays as a method of a nudging, which can be funded by the NGOs and the philanthropy organizations. The case study suggested that these activities need to be conducted for the longer duration of a time, which can be approximately for a 10 years for the bringing the behavior change in the citizen. As a part of a physical intervention, the authorities are required to provide safe storage solution at the end user through the CSR funding and the donation. Also, give access to the schools for a clean drinking water as all the schools are provided with the RO filters, and the implementation of the such projects are comes with a number of challenges like security for the students, monitoring system and the misuse of the water, which can be strategically overcome by the dedicated time period for the accessing the school water, using AI techniques to maintain the quality of the water and the minimum charges for end users. Currently, WaterAid, Water Charity, UNICEF, and the Tata Trust are funding such projects along with the Government of India, which can be continued for the same intervention. The minimum capex for this project is 40,000 and the OPEX will be 6,000 per annum for each school. The revenue collected from the end users can be utilized in the school under wash sector to upkeep and maintain the sanitation. Currently, Swajal, Janajal, Sarvajal by different organizations are working on the water ATMs to provide drinking water to the citizen. But these models are based on the revenue generation business model, which may fail to provide clean drinking water at affordable cost in the slum. In my project, RMC does not have to provide separate land or no separate water tap connection. The RO filters can be continued without any newer investors. Through this project, RMC will achieve the larger goal of providing clean drinking water to the citizen, which will improve the health and ultimately improve the city economic growth. Quality monitoring by the NGO will reduce the RMC's burden, and the schools will generate the revenue which can be utilized for the wash sector from the sustainable model. As mentioned before, this project will achieve the SDG 6, which is interlinked with the SDG 4, 3, 8 and 1 to ensure the clean drinking water in slums and the government schools. Swachh Jal, Swasthya Kal. Thank you.